What are we doing tonight, babe?
Welcoming all of our supporters into our bedroom. Welcome, supporters.
We do have some nice fancy glow lights back there. Keel, you don't want to talk about it?
I'm taking Kilo's stance tonight. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't really have a choice. All right, you ready to answer all the questions?
Are you going to come have a seat?
Yeah. Okay, I am.
Lana.
Lana's got another great question.
Hey, Lana. Hello.
Oh, well, she's got two other good
Well,
questions.
hello, Lana.
You're scaring Sally.
She wasn't scared of that.
Did you just see her freak out?
Well, hello, Lana.
Okay, she says, aside from Kilo, which dog is your favorite?
Kilo?
Okay.
You know what? Like, really, Kane and Sally are pretty much tied. Like, they both, they are.
For second?
Well, yeah, no, Lotto second. Lotto second. He's not near as annoying as these two. Like, they are just,
Do you even like Jack at all?
Yeah, like, Jack and Sally and Kane are all tied. Like, I like them. I like them all. Like, there's not... Like, Kilo is so far in first place.
She's
that, like,
above me, you guys.
Like, there's, like, a tie for second between all four of them. But Lotto's... I don't know. There's something about Lotto. I think because he's not an annoying licker and, like, super needy, even though he chews everything. Everything. Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard question because there are qualities about all of them that make them equally, like, cool. And
except for Kilo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everything about her. She's my soulmate.
Jeffrey?
I'm not joking about that. It's probably the most serious answer I've given.
Gosh.
Huh, Kilo? Huh.
Guys, help me. Okay. Her last question is the fact that your wife has a huge internet famous page difficult? Like, do people ever come up to you in real life in reference to Paige? Has being internet famous started any disagreements at home?
No, I don't feel anything.
Shocker, guys. My name's Jeffrey and I have no emotion.
I think it's very cool. I think that it's not just Katelyn's page. Like, she does all the posting and everything, but I think that like, my ability to be vulnerable, my ability to, like, be on camera with her, like, I think I'm part of the draw, right? For people to buy in, is to see, like, our relationship together and all that. What was the second part?
Has it ever led to any disagreements?
Oh, the only disagreement is sometime it's like a 24/7 job. She always has her phone in her hand. And so that has lent itself to me being annoyed before with that portion of it, but not much. Like, I understand it's her living, and I have a phone too that I can be on, so there.
You what?
I have a phone I can be on too.
Or your game.
Or Call of Duty. Or baseball. Or any other litany of things that I choose to do as hobbies. Because really, her hobby and her job are the same thing. So, yeah. I'm fine with it. I get tickled when she calls me and tells me that somebody came up at the store and recognized her. I've been recognized a couple times by people. And I mean, it'd be cool if it happened more often. Because,
bigger.
Yeah, bigger and better.
Bigger and better. All right, so these two questions are kind of similar. When you and Katelyn and all the pups first became a family, did you ever secretly think, this is crazy, this is way too much to handle? And then the other, that's from Amanda. And Kennedy says, my question is, do you ever feel like 5 dogs is too much? Or do you get comments from other people on having that many dogs is too crazy? Or would you ever go back to just having, say, 2 dogs? Or do you like having a big pack?
Okay, so start at the beginning. Have I ever thought, like, this is crazy and everything? So the very first time that I ever came over with Kane and Kilo. Kane had been staying with you for a couple weeks just to like get him acclimated, and I decided to pack my bags for a week and go to Caitlyn's house with Kilo, and I lasted 3 hours, 2 hours,
Maybe.
and I packed all my stuff back up, took Kilo and Kane, and I was like, I'm going home. I can't handle this. This is ridiculous. And that was funny. And
what did you think when you got home?
like, I think I slept so peacefully that night. No, there was a little bit in me. Like, I felt really bad that like I left, but like it was so drastic. This, I mean, for me, this has been a lot to get used to. Would I change what we are now? No. Do I want to lose any of the dogs? No. Would I choose to replace like dogs after we lost them? Up to a certain point, sure, but to continue to have 5 dogs, maybe not. Because a couple kids would be really, really nice. And so maybe there's the opportunity later down the road to again have a huge pack, but
it's a lot.
it is. Oh man, it is a ton.
There's a lot of things we have to do to.
Yeah, it's a lot on a daily basis, but
Right now, it's worth it.
but it's totally worth it, and I love them all, and but yeah, that's kind of one of those things we could say all that we wanted, like this is how it's gonna be when one of them dies or whatever, and who knows until we get there. So we might always have a big pack.
Well, even before we got Lotto, it was never again. Remember?
Yeah.
No more.
Well, I had always said like we are never gonna own another Great Dane.
Yeah, that too.
I'm
a pit bull kind of man.
I'm a pit bull guy. I can tell you that through this experience and through like the difficult times we've had with Sally and Kilo, and then Kane on his meds and stuff, like I don't know that I would choose to have 3 pits again.
Not because they're pits, but
yeah, no,
just because they're strong.
Just because of how strong they are and how like I've seen other dogs fight, and it's like not scary, right? It is so scary when they fight. And like it really, like, I mean, anxiety and heart racing and shaking and the adrenaline that goes through you and like the amount of pain that you feel for them after it happens is just like, holy cow, man. What, like it sends like a shockwave through you. Like, I'm a horrible parent. Like, I can't believe we've like brought these dogs together that didn't know each other, that we knew it would be hard, but we make it through every day. They're sleeping peacefully together right now. So
yeah, they are.
And it's only once every 3 months anyways.
Yeah. And the last one wasn't bad.
No.
We're getting quicker.
Quick like a cat.
Okay, Laura wants to know, how do you remain grateful? Are there things you want that you're not able to get or achieve? Or maybe not yet able to get or achieve?
So coming where I came from in my downward spiral of a life, it's very easy to remain grateful every day. I mean, like down to the bare minimum, right? The fact that we have electricity and that we have running water. Like the place I came from was somewhere where like the lights or the water could get turned off at any time, and like we're at no risk of that ever. And even if we were, like just the fact that I'm breathing and
have a job.
Have a job. The fact that I'm not in prison for the next like 7 years still, to me is something that's, I mean, it's very easy to find gratitude in things. So, or it's very easy for me to show gratitude for the things I'm grateful for, and the things I'm grateful for are massively abundant in my life. So,
yep. So along with that, someone, I can't find where it is, but I know someone asked, what does Jeffrey do and does he like it?
Yeah, I love my job. So I'm the director of operations at a drug and alcohol residential treatment center. And like when I moved out here to Ohio, I had this idea that I was 2.5 years clean. I had this idea that I wanted to like save the world and help individuals recover, and like more so help the unwilling to recover, right? We find people in meetings all the time that have the desire to stop using, and like that's all good and dandy, but like what about the people that don't have a desire to quit? What about the people that aren't willing to change what they're doing yet? And like through starting to work in that field, I found that like there's two sides to it. Like you can either like have a caseload and help 11 people or 12 people at a time, or you can be on the management side of things and make sure that the place that they are trying to recover at is the most conducive to recovery that it can be. And that really began to pique my interest and interest me more and more and more. And yeah, I love my job. I joke with them that they'll have to fire me to get rid of me. And I find myself in a position where only one person can fire me. And that's pretty nice. But yeah, I love it. I'm a lifer there. Until I own it. That's my next goal. I've smashed all my goals there, so owner is my next one. So, or co-owner, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Boxers or briefs?
Do you guys find it awkward? You know what? Boxers or briefs? Different things at different times. If I'm playing sports, definitely boxer. I don't really wear briefs. I don't know a pair of briefs, but boxer briefs. But so if I'm playing sports or something, boxer briefs. If all my boxer briefs are dirty, boxers.
If he's trying to be sexy, boxer briefs.
If I'm trying to be sexy, if it's sexy time, boxer. Actually, if it's sexy time, basketball shorts with nothing underneath.
Easy access. Okay. This one's
8 parts. Okay, go.
Well, it's just long.
Okay.
I feel like it will be a long answer.
Okay.
How were your parents? Were they strict or not on you growing up? And do you think that either way contributed to your abuse? And then there was a second person who responded. Karen said, this is actually an interesting question. I obviously know Jeff's side, but not yours, KATELYN. And then comparing it to how I was with Delaney and how all that translate, if that makes sense.
I feel like I need to, like...
reread it?
I feel like I need to read that one to make sense of it all. So, how were my parents?
Yes.
So...
Were they strict or not?
Yeah, I feel like they were fairly strict with us, like, but at the same time, they didn't really have to be super strict. Like, I was so into sports during high school that, like, partying or drinking or anything like that, like, wasn't even really on my radar. At the same time, their amount of strictness and in my naivety.
I never.
Naivety?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even gonna
the
pretend.
ignorance that I had towards what the partying lifestyle was made it very, very attractive, and like combined me finding that way of life attractive with one very devastating blow in my life. It was very easy for me to jump all in and just allow it to wash me away. And then what was Karen's part?
Karen just said she knows like your side, how you grew up. She doesn't know about mine, and comparing it to how she is with her daughter. Which I guess that's a question I can answer maybe in the next.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, sure.
Since this is supposed to be all about you, babe.
I think there were things that there were certain interactions more so with my mother than my dad that really like allowed me to build resentments with my mom. There were some things that she did just for the sake of like, I'm the mom and you're the kid, that really like, if I were to get down to brass tacks now, like still bother me that the decisions were made the way that they were. Although like I've worked through them, but I don't know. I had a really good upbringing. I think KATELYN and I had like, we have the same story of the way we were raised, and like I'm positive that my mom and dad would still be together if my dad was still with us. Mm-hmm. So they would be about the same amount of time as you and your parents. But yeah, I had a really good upbringing. I don't think that I don't think my upbringing had much to do with the fact of how I turned out, as a drug addict. In that time period, I think the way that I was raised has more to do with who I am now. It gave me like I had a very strong base, like both in my faith and in like how to be a good human being. So there was something very tangible for me to come back to in my life. So.
Okay, good answer. Sarah wants to know if you were allowed to go on an all-paid vacation anywhere in the world with KATELYN and only one member of the House Hippos, where
Kilo.
would you go and who would you take?
Kilo. Where would I go?
Yeah, all expense paid.
Dude. I don't know. Somewhere crazy like Iceland or Thailand.
No, they eat dogs there.
We would... Dude. Is that in Thailand?
I think...
I don't
Maybe
know
I'm
if
being
it's-
racist and thinking all Asian countries.
No, I don't know if it's in Thailand, but I think Thailand would be like one of the most amazing places to go to. Like just to eat their food, man. Really, that's why.
What about your diet though? Keto.
Dude, I would give it up for... I mean, I gave it up for a week when I went to Arizona, the tropical land of Arizona, for some food that I've eaten 100 times. You know what I mean? So.
That is true. Emily wants to know, she's got a few questions. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice when you were 18, what would it be?
It wouldn't be worth it.
Okay.
Like, there would be no advice that I could give my 18-year-old self that my 18-year-old self would have listened to. Like, I've seen that question, like, memes and stuff like that question asked, and I never have a good answer. Like, maybe just to hold on, right? Like, hey, you're about to go through some shit, and it's not up to you to, like, understand it or control. Like, just hold on because things will get better.
Okay. What is one personality trait you have that you genuinely like about yourself?
My humor.
Your humor.
My humor. Well, and there's two. My humor and my ability not to, like, let stuff bother me. It drives KATELYN crazy sometimes, but I really like that. Like, I'm very even-keeled almost all the time.
I just want to see some emotion one time. One nice...
You've seen me cry in a movie? Are you
Related
kidding me?
to me.
Are you kidding me?
I'm talking
I
about
bawled
me.
like a baby at our wedding.
Jeffrey, you're exaggerating. You did not bawl like a baby at our wedding. You might have had a tear.
I had
more
tears
than, no. Time
streaming
out.
down my face.
It was really hot and you were
wedding.
sweating.
No, I had tears streaming down my face the whole time. So don't give me that.
All right, babe. Well, maybe if I could see that every once in a while, like once a year or something.
Well, we better get married again once a year, or somebody close to us needs to die, or the dog needs to get sick, or...
All right, how do you keep your cool when dealing with the trolls on your page? I need some help in that area because my sarcasm is just too strong.
So I deal with the trolls with sarcasm a lot of the time. Lately, I've just like stayed off of the things, but it's always been a lot easier for me to just like respond with humor or respond like with like just a real healthy dosing of kindness. And it's been harder for KATELYN to do that.
I've gotten a lot better at it.
No, you have. So I kind of like put my foot down, I think about a month and a half or 2 months ago. I was like, listen, we need to do better. Like, we're trying to live this life that is different than we've ever tried before. And our mission with the page and everything is to bring light to the world and like kindness and to breed that. And if we ourselves can't do that, then we fail, right? And how do we expect it to spread if we're not ourselves like that? So the trolls don't really bother me anymore. I think more than anything, they're hilarious, and it's a good opportunity for some fun sometime.
Mm-hmm. Ashley and Samantha have similar questions. What do you do when you come upon a stressful situation in your life? How do you handle it? And Ashley says, when days seem hard or life is just blocking everything, what is the quote or advice you remind yourself or others to keep moving forward?
I don't really think there's been a point in time in quite some time where I felt like there's just like a block in life. Like, I think the ability to know that everything's already okay, no matter what it is. And maybe you're not at the point in your life where you can like see that everything already is okay. And if you can't see that like everything will be okay. Like I've never run up on a situation that ended me up to this point, right? No matter how stressful it was, no matter how like seriously maybe dangerous it was, like there's been nothing up to this point in my life that has like brought me to my knees as much as addiction did. And so like really the sky's the limit. Like any limits I set on myself, any hard times I have, any walls that life brings me, like it's not life bringing it to me. It's like all up here, right, for me, and it's me setting my own limits. It's me building my own walls. And so like really just like remaining grateful for every little thing I have in my life. Remaining diligent to continue to live this life that I've built. Like that's what it's about. Like we persevere, right? We push through, we keep trudging. And like through that, I don't think there's anything that can stand in my way. Like life will happen. KATELYN dies, the house burns down, the dogs go. Like I still have a beautiful life. I still have something to live for. So, you know.
It's easy to say.
Yeah. That's another one of those things. It's easy to say now. Now, would that bring a period of like emotional distress and like feel like life is throwing a wall up in front of me? Yes. What do I know though? Like there is a plan for my life. Like God has written the plan for my life already, and like it's just in those moments to draw near to people that like see that same thing and that help you through it. And here's my one piece of advice. A piece of advice to get through things, like always have a good support system around you. Women, have like your closest friends that will hold you accountable and not co-sign your BS. Guys, same thing. Like that's the key to everything, man. Is having people around you that make you better, that make you strive for more, stuff like that.
What is one topic you stand up for no matter what?
Women's rights. Hashtag me too. Black Lives Matter.
Keep trying.
Those are both really good ones.
Yeah, but what do you stand up for?
Dude, I don't know. I find that like people that, I mean, I'll stand up for addicts any day of the week. Like that's truthfully like the answer. I'll stand up for like the underdog and those struggling with addiction far faster than I'd stand up for anybody else. So that's
about
it.
me. I thought I was your one.
You know what I'll stand up for in the face of anything else? My Seahawks.
You're freaking...
Ooh, I'm drinking out of a Bengals cup right now.
Yeah, you're a terrible fan. Can I have a drink of that?
Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Emma wants to know, if you had to get a dog that wasn't a Dane or a Pit, what breed would it be?
Corgi. They're so... You what? Are you serious? Corgis are so cute.
I do not want a Corgi.
Corgis
Sorry,
are
Andrea.
so cute. I love them.
I mean, yeah, they're super cute, just not for me. Who is the pushover parent?
KATELYN. KATELYN. I'm not taking that back. You can honestly say that I'm a pushover compared to you?
You don't see the disciplining that happens when you're not here.
But you do see the disciplining that happens when I am here. When it comes to Kilo, she can do no wrong.
You're a pushover.
And I'm a pushover. When it comes to the rest of them, I will. Real quick. True, not true? True, not true.
I'll start doing that to you. If you had to assign a superpower to each dog, what would it be? That's a loaded one. Do you want to do that one later?
That like requires me to like
Really
have an
think.
imagination.